I don't know. What is it? What is axiomatic? Flaming or unholy? I don't know what axiomatic
welcome
is.
your company.
Alright, booster armor.
Speak with your the waiting
Is there anything else that's really important? I'll put resist fear on everyone and death ward on the tank.
We shall move.
Axiomatic is the lawful is like law aligned. Okay. Got it, thank you. I love this game. If there was a single thing that I could do to improve it, it would be to be able to make like a saved template, like, you know, hit this button to just, you know, it could only do it out of combat, and it just do all these buffs at once. And, you know, that would be, and for Kingmaker also, I think Kingmaker would also have a lot more replayability if they did that. And I'm just enhancing the magic weapons of our 3 magic damage dealers, and then we're off. Alright, quick save. Is my tank up front? She should be. Armiger Archer. Hell Knight. Yeah, we got a lot of people here we might have to fight if things go south. They have haste. What just happened to Regil? Why did he get goopy? The Hell Knight outpost welcomes you with sharp and inhospitable silence. Tall figures in black imposing armor tower over you. There are no threats or greetings. Nothing at all. Regil takes his place in the formation near Paralictor's Wrenth. Dude, if he is betraying me right after I buffed him up, I might have an undead Regil in the near future. Regil takes his place in the formation near Paralictor's Wrenth. Ty and Deothan, but slightly ahead of them. There's a barely noticeable shift in his posture and demeanor. It is almost like he's getting ready to perform a worrisome and unpleasant task. You all know why we are gathered here. Today, the Order's emissaries will hear the results of my investigation into the actions of the individual known as the Commander of the Fifth Crusade, as well as decide the fate of said individual. I do not consent to that. Who are you to stand in my way? We are the Hell Knights. We must solve the issue in question or resort to extreme measures. Well, they represent an army, and I'd certainly rather that army be working with me and not against me, so okay, let's hear what you have to say. I will state the facts as they are known to me. You reserve the right to speak in your own defense. Regil's voice remains cold and unpleasantly impersonal. I will start with the main reason for today's assembly. The source of the Commander's supernatural powers had been hidden from us until recently, but now it is clear. The emergence of these abilities was caused by Arilu Vorlesh, a criminal and an enemy that unequivocally and unconditionally must be destroyed. Whether the Commander is her associate or an involuntary tool is yet to be determined. Knowledge Arcana. I am neither. Arilu has no means of controlling me, and any scholar of magic can attest to that. Paralictor Aminos Wrenth. Your openness, your appeal to expert opinion, and your rational approach do you credit, Commander. They will be taken into account. Let us continue. Aside from the source of power, there's also the matter of its application. I evaluate the way the Commander used his newfound power very positively. Due to its high effectiveness, it is time we absolve necromancy of its semi-legal status, but I am aware that not all in the Orders share this point of view. Say nothing. Aside from the matter of the power Mukluk wields, we must scrutinize the Commander's temperament. The main question of interest to us is whether we should rely on him as such an ally. What if he became a puppet in the hands of our enemies? To determine this, I took the liberty of staging a test that featured several treacherous demons. And this test revealed the Commander's complete unreliability. He is incapable of seeing through demonic deception and may be willing to cooperate with them, either voluntarily or as the result of clever manipulation. Judge me by my deeds, not some artificial test. Deeds are not everything. Watching the reaction of an unprepared subject reveals much about their true nature. Paralictor Aminos Rinth. Enough. Paralictor Aminos Rinth raises his hand, calling for silence. He and the other Paralictors exchange glances, and they nod in turn. We have seen and heard enough. The verdict is clear. What we have heard is sufficient to conclude that the accusations against the commander are unsubstantiated. We have no reason to suspect our ally of treason or associating with Irila Vorlesh. From now on, the orders are prepared to provide all possible assistance to the Fifth Crusade. Rachel listens very closely, sometimes nodding in accord with the words of his fellow Paralictor, then states in a weary and disagreeable voice, I disagree and officially dispute this decision. Do you intend to maintain your cooperation with the individual known as the Commander of the Fifth Crusade, even after everything you have heard? Unbelievable. This stupid and perfidious decision puts you on the same page with the demonic lackey we have been discussing. Jeez, dude, I just decked him out. Paralictor Derenge is absolutely correct. Nobody has better knowledge or more in-depth experience in this matter than him. Deranged, that's enough. We are not going to argue like cantankerous old men. This decision is final, and you know that you have no means to dispute it. That is correct, I do not, but I have a different way of correcting your stupid childish mistake. Regil narrows his yellow eyes and gives you a piercing glare. I hereby challenge you to a duel, Commander. I really wish I had not just leveled this guy up and buffed him straight to the stars in 5 seconds ago. This is irresponsible of you, Derange, but lawful. I cannot interfere, even though I very much want to. The orders refuse to support you, and you are making a fool of yourself to soothe your wounded pride. Such behavior is not befitting of a Paralictor. Alright. My guy is not a frontliner. But if my pets are in the duel, if Chip is in the duel, I probably have this in the bag. I just need enough time to get one spell off. So there is a risk that if this guy runs up to me and hits me with a brand new shiny hammer of death that I just handed him, I could be in trouble. But if I can get that one spell off. Alright, agree to the duel, as you wish. Clear the room and make the necessary preparations. Summon the dragon? I didn't even think about the dragon. Okay, a different spell. I forgot about the dragon. Spread out, give some space for the duel. I declare the start of the duel. May justice be done.
Our victory is certain.
Chip is not here, and neither is Chad. Okay. Ravener Dragon is summoning. Let's do Exsanguinate. Wait, what? Oh! It quickened the spell. It quickened the spell, but that was only a third of his health. Alright. Creeping Doom. We're gonna have to rest again anyway. Alright. 97. It knocked him down. Ooh, that sounded meaty. Yo. Look, he walked over there and then fell on his face again after it was over. He's like, alright, yeah, no, you won. Enough of this farce and this petty squabbling. The verdict has been passed and is not subject to appeal. The Hell Knight orders have no complaints against the Fifth Crusade or its commander. Indeed, we are now confident we can completely trust you, Commander. From this moment, not only will the Hell Knights continue fighting in the Whirlwind as allies of the Crusaders, we shall also put our elite squads under your command. The Whirlwind must be closed, and we will assist you to the best of our ability. Amenos gives Regil a steely glare. We also apologize for the actions of Paralictor Regil Derange. He has overstepped his bounds and made a number of other questionable decisions that make us doubt his competence. He is henceforth removed from the command of this chapter and stripped of his Paralictor rank, pending further orders from Godclaw headquarters. Regil's expressionless face is impossible to read. He appears as unfazed as always. He simply shrugs in response to Amino's words. I hope there will be no further misunderstandings between us. There won't be, Commander. The purpose of this council was to eliminate them. Regil, no longer a Paralictor, does not move or make a sound, but instead casts a quick glance that lets you know he'd like to speak in private. Dude, I'd like to kill you in private. This is every single time I've done a mission of yours, You've lied to me in some way about what it was about.
I believe I owe you an explanation, Knight Commander.
Yeah, I'm really tempted to do this. My patience has run out. Regil does not appear to be shaken or perturbed by what just happened. His stern expression changes slightly, for a fleeting moment becoming calmer and more pensive. I'm listening.
First, I'd like to paint you a picture of the situation I found myself in shortly before we met. I was one of the first to receive the information about an individual, supposedly chosen by the gods, who appeared in Canabris. This message was followed by the news that the Queen of Mendev had appointed this person as the commander of the new crusade. The orders reacted in every conceivable way. I imagine that you and anything even remotely related to you was being discussed in every corner of every Hell Knight citadel.
Alright.
I did not have to be present to imagine the words spoken and the suggestions offered, nor the chaos. The orders often cannot agree, even among themselves. Anticipating the upcoming arguments, I submitted a petition and volunteered to attach myself to the new commander in order to assess his leadership and discover the true nature of his powers.
Continue.
But a good strategist looks far into the future. The role I gave myself was just the beginning. I watched and prepared contingency plans for every potential turn of events, such as if you turned out to be a menace that must be destroyed, or if you turned out to be a valuable asset and our best hope of triumphing over the abyssal host. An ally who must be supported, no matter the cost. I have been a Hell Knight for most of my life. I know the orders like the back of my hand. All our might, determination, and glory, as well as our weaknesses. Unfortunately, it was clear that not all of us would appreciate the tremendous potential of such an important piece showing up on the board. I could write dozens of reports, give you the most stellar of testimonies, and that still wouldn't be enough to convince the skeptics.
And what would the consequences of the Hell Knight's disapproval be?
For you, the worst-case scenario would have involved a war on two fronts. Having said that, I do not think things would have gotten that far. You have proven yourself to be an ally to the entire world, not a threat to it.
Even the dead.
Still, even the loss of support from the Hell Knights or the hostility of individual highly aggressive orders could have cost your crusade dearly. I wanted to avoid that crisis.
And what would you put in these reports? What is your honest opinion of me?
I believe you are our best chance of healing the world wound once and for all. There is more. I see you not as a tool or a game piece, but as an ally. And a commander with great leadership potential. Which is why it is so important to remove the division between you and the orders.
Go on.
Only a military tribunal would be able to resolve the issues between the Crusade commander and the Hell Knights. As formal a hearing as possible, to assure the orders they had considered the case and had the chance to pronounce a verdict. The occasion also called for a sacrifice. A symbolic victim would reinforce the impression of a successful trial and a unanimous decision. Nothing bolsters the reputation of the accused like the public humiliation of their accuser. I was the obvious choice for the role.
I gotta say, if anybody else in the story told me, yeah, I let you beat the hell out of me on purpose so that you would look good, I would be like, you are so full of crap right now. But something about this guy makes me actually freaking buy it. I actually buy it from him. And I hate that I walked into that.
So I organized this tribunal and did my best to ensure that the Paralictors arrived at the only correct decision, given the circumstances. Of course, this meant that my reputation would be destroyed, and I would be stripped of my rank. But that's inconsequential, Such losses are acceptable. I make no great fuss about the breaching, but I do realize the full scope of its effects. The Fifth Crusade is quite possibly my last campaign. The pressures of time push people to extreme measures, and I am no exception. My aim was more than simply to prevent the Hell Knights from rallying against you. I wanted to strengthen your alliance, to give you a powerful army, a strong asset in the confrontation with the Abyssal host. My gambit was successful. I am satisfied.
I don't even know what to say. Some of what you have done is good, while some is unacceptable.
I understand your doubts, but I am confident in the correctness of my decision. What matters is the result, and it has been achieved.
Can you save in these menus? No, you can't.
Now that we are entirely clear, let us return to the main objective. I still hope to see the matter of the World Wound resolved once and for all.
Former Paralictor Regil has passed the verdict for better or for worse and done what he's been planning to do for a long time. Mukluk identified Wrecking Devil. What? He's still really... Wait, did all of his gear fly off? Did I hit him so... Did I knock him out of his armor? I must have hit him so hard I knocked his clothes off, chat. Alright. Did Muck summon the Ravener Dragon? Yep, that's me. That's Tony.
Ready for anything.
I'm curious about something that I want to test really quickly, though. Hang on a sec. Wait, what? Oh, I get to choose. Summon a Grave Knight. Or summon Guardian Armor. I don't know which one's better. Alright, hold on. I want to see if I can have one of these and the dragon out at the same time. Alright, there's the Grave Knight. And there's the armor. Yeah, I can have all of them out. Dude, I've got a Swarm, a Dragon, Grave Knight, armor. And anything I summon that's undead gets 4 bonus strength, dex, charisma, and another bunch of bonuses as well. Very cool. One is DPS, one is tank. Can you tell me which one's which? Is the armor the tanky one, I assume?
Follow my lead.
Let's go, Tony. All right. The first time I saw how short he was in this photo, I laughed so hard because I had only seen him from like the chest up until that point. Teleport back to Dresden. And I'm just gonna zone in and out just to get my whole party together. Summons have a duration, not a limit, until your game crashes. Okay. Oh, wait, what's happening? Lady Konomi, apologies, Commander, but an ambassador of a certain nation demands to see you. Excuse you? A nation that we considered to be our ally, at least until they came up with the outrageous proposition we are about to discuss. Nara, the tall woman salutes you sharply. Isgir greets you, Commander. My name is Nara Kor. My lord, Hedvind the Sixth, Steward of Isgir, bid me put myself at your disposal. Isgir regards Mendev as a trusted and loyal ally, and our nation will not leave you in your hour of need. The war has brought chaos and anarchy to the lands of Mendev, and we stand ready to come to your aid. The Asgiri Expeditionary Corps is ready to assume control of Nerosian and the larger Mendevian cities to restore order and essential authority. But to avoid a diplomatic misunderstanding, we ask that you accept our help and allow us to cross Mendev's borders. Lady Konomi cuts off the ambassador. Mendev is quite capable of dealing with its issues without external help. Commander, I must ask you to send your own forces to the capital. Don't put the nation into the hand of foreigners. Saving... It kind of feels like it's mildly insulting that she's, like, right next to her, and she's like, no, don't make foreigners do it. Saving Mendev benefits all nations of Amistan, so why does it have to be only one country that helps us? We'll ask all our neighbors to send us their trusted servants who will resolve the crisis and keep an eye on each other, preventing any temptation to exploit our lands and resources. So, Seal, you've had a lot of dumb ideas, but that one takes the cake. Let everyone invade? I am not particularly enamored with the idea of calling in outsiders to instill order in our country. Before I know it, I'll no longer be a count, and some disagreeable foreigner will be living in my estate. I imagine other nobles will relate to these concerns, so why don't we ask them for help? Okay, so let's look at the options. This one is, the general has 10 bonus power. Daren's is recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 1% for each region. Don't care about that. Lady Konami's thing. Recruiting trainable units is prohibited for 2 weeks. Recruiting growth for trainable units reduces to 0 for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks pass, all trainable units gain plus 20 to morale. I think I'd like... shoot. I don't like Social's option. Like, from a lore perspective, I like Daren and Konami's alright. Gameplay, Daren's bonus is pretty terrible. At first glance. So I guess I'll take Konami's choice. The commander has made himself clear. The patriotism of Mendevian subjects is stronger than ever. We will deal with our problems ourselves, and I doubt any power in Avestan will want to question this decision. Lady Konami bows her head and says quietly, we will know soon whether or not his decision was prudent. Will Mendev survive this crisis, or is it doomed to fall? Once the outcome becomes apparent, I will report to you immediately. Man, the queen really burned the whole place to the ground on the way out, didn't she? Alright, gonna rest. And it is after 12. Alright, it's probably the last rest.
I wish to make my confession, Sozio. On one occasion, I spent a rather steamy night with a trio of Assyrian crocodile hunters. They're enormous, bronzed.
Muscles shone with oil, their bodies were temptation made flesh, and so on and so forth. Do you really think you're the first person who's tried to turn confession into a joke?
He's like, Darren, please. I've heard this one before. Alright, cool. Well, we are going to save it there, chat. We, for the first time in a very long time, we played 4 games tonight. Holy crap. We finished Moons of Madness, we started and finished the park, we advanced on Pathfinder, and did a little bit of Guild Wars too. So with that, we're going to pause here until tomorrow.